It's Carter, man. It is Friday, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Yesterday, those of you who saw my Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas greeting um, know that I took time out from politics as usual to say a happy greeting, a couple of kind things, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and now I want to get back to today, tough love. Okay, I feel like when I was a kid. Robert Kennedy, not the one running now, his father, for those of you who are millennials and younger, who have no awareness of what might have happened before you were born. Robert Kennedy was the guy's father who's running now, and Robert Kennedy was assassinated. But Robert Kennedy was notorious for being ruthless. They used to call him Ruthless Robert. And remember reading a story, his wife told it actually, about him bringing her breakfast in bed, and she said to him, "Oh, Bobby, you're so nice." And he said, "Yeah, I'm glad that's over with. Now I can get back to being ruthless." So now I get back to being ruthless, and I'll try and make it quick. Folks, we need a conservative podcast network. When I say we need it, I don't mean, gee, wouldn't it be nice? No, I mean we desperately need it. The hard left, the radical left, the fascist left, owns the mainstream media. They own it. They stole the march on us. When I was a kid, man, we're looking back in time now. We still had radio, and conservatives own radio. We had Fulton Lewis Jr., we had John Cameron Swayze, a lot of good conservative, honest, objective news reporters and commentators. Entertainment, we had incredibly good, decent people, like Radio Jack Benny, Radio Burns and Allen, all this stuff. We dominated. Well, now the left dominates TV. They realize we got to take TV to destroy the country, and they did it. Okay? The next battleground is the podcast. The podcast is going to obliterate network TV. Mark my words, the prophet Carter hath spoken. Okay? Mark my words. In all honesty, I'm sincere about that. You can already see the incipience of it. And the conservatives, as usual, are lagging behind, okay? As usual. They're still on network TV. Look, please, Newsmax, Fox, all of them, it's all the same old network TV construct. Hi, I'm going to sit here with a broomstick up my backside and tell you what's going on. Fox says it's Blonde Bimbo Brigade. They got the broomstick up there. They're very officious, and they make sure they don't move their heads or arms because that's not what we do on television. It's done. It's over. Podcasts do what I'm doing right now. They talk with people, not at people, okay? Okay, so we need a podcast network. We need one that's intimate. We need it informal. Need it interactive, where you can express your opinion. Network television is kind of like Daryl Zanuck, the old movie producer. People my age remember. He was pretty great. I think he did Gone with the Wind. I'm not sure. And he used to tell his employees, well, when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. That's network television, okay? Okay, and the entertainment is ghastly. If there happens to be a husband on the show, he's an idiot. Okay, they have to have their resident homosexual or transgender. Please, enough. We need a conservative podcast network that has news, that has commentary, that has entertainment, that has investment advice, that has sports. Okay, that has motivation, like Motiversity. If any of you are into that, I always watch it and listen to it when I'm doing my weightlifting. We need it, folks, and we need it desperately. If the fascist left steals the march on podcast, and they're very conniving and clever, and they're already working on it, if they succeed, I don't know this country will ever be back, okay? So we need it. So here's two things. Here's what I'm asking. I'm not going to stretch this out. Here's my email address, clclews@gmail.com, clews@gmail.com. Write to me about it. If you're interested, if you really want to save this country, if you want to have a conservative podcast network that you and your kids and your relatives and every good, decent American turn to 24 hours a day, I'm talking full spectrum 24 hour, 24/7, 65. Write to me and say, hey, I want to help. I want to help. If you're a millionaire, put your money where your mouth is. You know, my father was a Methodist minister, and I had to go to a lot of funerals. He would say, Carter, before you go out, pay your respects. And I never saw a funeral, never, of any one of his congregants where there was an armored car following the hearse. So you ain't taking it with you. Use it for something, please, for God's sake. That can be your legacy. I'll make you chairman of the board of the Conservative Podcast Network. Contact me. It's vital. We, and when I say we, I mean this country that we all love and cherish, cannot live without it. We simply can't do it. So, as I say at the end of every one of these commentaries, folks, let's do this thing.